Hello, everyone. I'm Brianna, and this is Purified People. And today I'm just kind of finding myself existing and not quite really knowing where I am. And I'll touch on that, and I'll touch on why I feel that way. I'll give you some reasons why. And it's because I found myself absorbing just a vast amount of knowledge on something that is so huge. For those of you who haven't heard me speak at all before or may not know a little bit about my just my recent history, I've been invested in trading in cryptocurrency and in the whole realm of decentralized finance and learning all about that. But I've been trading for about a year now. And it wasn't until the last 4 months that I decided to dive in deep versus kind of expand more on a shallow ground, which is what I was doing before. And I began to dive deep because I'm now in this DeFi Academy that is just, yeah, it is just mind blowing. And so this last 4 months, I've just been an intensive, deep dive into what all of this means when it comes to the blockchain and how it's going to change our future and how it is the future and also how it's happening now. And so one thing I've come to understand, you have a lot of these aha moments within learning about this space. And I continue to just have these aha moments. It's almost as if it's a second enlightening, which I didn't even know was possible. For me, I had before been trading as a means to possibly make money. I understood that there was a thing called the blockchain. I understood there was Bitcoin and there was Ethereum and that there's these other coins that you can invest in. But I didn't understand where they fit. And I didn't understand the whole picture of what they're going to mean for our future. And so I've hardly left the cave these last 4 months. I've hardly left my house, which is so unlike me. Um, I am a homebody, I'm an introvert, and I'm not a huge socializer, but I do usually get out more than I have. And I've been like totally like blinds closed, focused to learn, which has, it's just been whoa. But anyways, I did leave the cave this last weekend and I went to a birthday party and it kind of dawned on me speaking to people who were outside of the world of people who were learning this. And it just reminded me of where I was a year ago with my understanding with all of this. And there's an outside perspective of what's happening here on with cryptocurrency and the blockchain and everything. And I think that where the biggest misunderstanding is that I'm starting to see it's some, and I can speak for it because this is how I felt. And it was one of my big aha moments is this isn't just a means to trade and invest in, is that this is the future of exchange. It's the future of exchanging money. And what creates its value when you're investing in, this is my understanding, this is the way that I'm looking at it right now, because I've been asked this question a lot, is what creates the value of something you can't even touch? But what I'm seeing as what creates this value is the idea behind the fact of, we'll just use Bitcoin for example, that it's borderless, it's you can remain anonymous, it's transparent, it's unhackable, and it's something that can be sent all over the world to anybody who has a smartphone and access to the internet. And so when you have these main events come in, like we saw in the war in Ukraine, we've seen before when the C word hit, I'm not going to shed any more light on that, but when that happened, people were flocking to cryptocurrency because it holds value. And what kind of value that it holds is that you can have your assets and store them on a wallet that belongs to you. And that's yours. And you can put it in your pocket and you can go across borders. You can go wherever you need to go and physical, you have physical ownership over your assets. And I think that that's something that I didn't quite understand for the first 8, 9 months that I was trading investing. I understood that you could store things on a ledger, but I didn't understand that this is going to be our future. I was watching Andreas Antonopoulos, Bitcoin Jesus, and he has studied this just so deeply, probably more than anybody else. And that's what his mission is. He goes around and teaches and shares. He is really the person to listen to, in my opinion, to understand the basics and really get a grasp on what this is and how it's truly going to help humanity. And he's speaking about the fact that when our kids grow up, they won't even know what a bank is. They're going to have full ownership over their digital assets, and it will be the means to exchange money. And this was also brought into another interview that I was watching a couple of days ago with Dan Moorhead. And what Dan Moorhead says is that we've had the internet, and it's provided so much innovation, so much opportunity for so many people, not only to connect, but to be able to create and innovate, and for people to be able to make their means of start of their businesses and starting businesses, and just a platform for ideas. And what was remained untouched for from the internet was finance. We're still taking our money from our bank account and having to get it on, and it's just this kind of whole ordeal that doesn't quite fit. It doesn't quite hold the same value any longer. And we're now in this world where we are exchanging globally. It's not just within the borders of our countries. So what the blockchain provides is to be able to transact borderless, and it's within minutes. I mean, it fascinates me, and it's what Dan Moorhead says. It's bringing the internet to money, and so there's just so many of these aha moments, and I've had another aha moment when it comes to value, and I think I'll go into that one tomorrow. But yeah, just touching on the fact that it's like 1.1% of the population who owns a wallet at this time, but the numbers, the circulation, the projects, everything is still evolving. It doesn't have to do, the future of the blockchain doesn't have to do with what's happening with the market in these current times, in my view. And it's not just the future, like it's already here. This is a means of exchange for many people. There's more businesses starting to accept Bitcoin. I live in North Idaho in the United States, and we have businesses accepting Bitcoin. So this isn't something that's going away. It's something that will be the future. So it's just kind of up to us as individuals as to whether, like, at what point we're going to jump in, at what point we're going to learn about it, and at what point we're going to start investing. It's as big, from what I'm seeing and from my view, it's going to be bigger than the internet. And right now we're just getting those platforms to be able to expand off of. So that's where I'm finding myself. I'm finding myself just in this space where when I look into the people who know so much about it, the innovators and the researchers and the influencers, I can feel like I know nothing because it's this vast universe that's just continuing to expand at rapid pace. And it's impossible to master every area of it. And that's what's fascinating about it as well. But it's also that, you know, over 99%, or, you know, just around 99% of the population doesn't own a wallet. And so a lot of people don't even understand what's happening. And so I'm just finding myself in a very strange place, is all I can say. And what I'm also just going to add is that I'm absolutely fascinated. You know, we hear people who get into crypto and they are just like, okay, it's an addiction. It's an addiction. It becomes an addiction, and it can go into unhealthy places where people forget to eat and sleep over just wanting to understand the inner workings of all of this, because it's absolutely fascinating. I don't believe that I have an addiction. I'm changing it over to a fascination. Could I live without it? Yes. But do I want to learn more? Absolutely. And am I ever going to stop? Nope, I'm not ever going to stop. And I want to just keep learning so that I can find ways to how I'm going to create in this space and innovate. That's my goals here. Is I just want to share, you know, the greatness of what lies ahead and what lies right now. And that's just the opportunity for everybody to innovate and create. And I'm going to just gather as much information so that I can be a creator in this space as well, and just create that financial freedom for myself and help contribute to that and that idea for future generations and that generational wealth. So, anyways, that's my rant for today. I'm glad to have had another aha moment, and I think it was more on the value. I think that and is something that I'm going to share tomorrow. So I hope you guys all have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.